So, here's a poem for Pasta, which is called The Hindrance of DJs, and it's autobiographical. Did I mention that I ran a radio show of Christian rock music which Simon Mayo took over before he moved to Nottingham and I moved to Walsall? He said he was going to be on Radio 1. Did I mention that I played songs by Larry Norman and After the Fire and only played Slade when Roots Hall 3 pestered me with requests for something a little more cheery? Did I mention that when I was not listening to Christian rock music, I went to see Climax Blues Band and 9 Below Zero and Ken Wood and the Mixers, who played the same song 3 times? On one of my shows for Variety, I read a poem by Gordon Bailey which upset the producers, who thought it was preaching. Did I mention that this was my first attempt at The Hindrance of DJs? And maybe I forgot to talk about West Midlands College of Higher Education, where I DJ'd before the disco proper at 9 o'clock. I was untrustworthy, you see, wanted to play punk and Elton John and After the Fire, when they wanted disco from Edwin Starr and Amy Stewart. Or maybe I forgot to tell you about the time Fisher Zed played on a night off from touring with The Clash, and there were 12 of us because someone said they were heavy metal and people preferred Bad Manners. They were awesome, by the way, before awesome was invented. Perhaps I forgot to mention that I put on the Monks when a band was playing. I can't remember who, but they didn't like it. It wasn't what they stood for, although I hadn't noticed the sexism. I was ashamed to be told off by people I admired. I suppose that could also be called the hindrance of DJs. I stopped DJing when I left college and we bought a house. I only occasionally hanker to fiddle with a deck. All that scratching stuff is way beyond me. I never got wedding discos, although I always end up dancing because I'm stupid like that, and dancing is what life is all about. They have a vinyl night at the Fountain. I went once. There was dancing there too, but I like to stamp my feet. I made Bob Marley jump and Creedence Clearwater Revival too. I got told off. They don't like that sort of thing in Walsall. The hindrance of DJs. I've given up asking for records. My stuff is all too weird. Nellie the Elephant, I'm in love with Margaret Thatcher, Saturday Night Beneath the Plastic Palm Trees. But I do wonder how Simon Mayo's getting on and if he's still hankering to be a star. He tried to persuade me to give him my record collection when he took over the show, told me it was the Lord's will. You wouldn't believe the Revolutionary Army of the Infant Jesus retails for 60 quid. I still play their music sometimes, crank up my old record player after a glass of wine. Sorry, Simon. It's my attempt at the hindrance of DJs. And did I mention that I ran a radio show of Christian rock music? I was 19 and idealistic. There's nothing more to say about it. One day I'll get out the cassette from my Edwardian sideboard. I played the jingle for the outlaw Josie Wales 3 times. I remember that. But don't look up the Monks. They're still glib and sexist. Autobiographical, almost all true. Thank you, Pastor. I have to find the thing to turn it off now.